Well, a lot of the talk around politics this week has been about the Coalition's nuclear power policy, an expected announcement which shapes as a significant moment in Australian political history. Sky News revealed last week that under a plan to go to shadow cabinet and to be announced by the opposition leader Peter Dutton between now and his budget reply speech in May, the opposition would nominate 5 or 6 sites in New South Wales, Victoria and beyond for possible nuclear power plants on decommissioned coal-fired power station sites. But Sky News has obtained a report by the New South Wales Chief Scientist, who has experience in the British nuclear industry, which was prepared for the New South Wales Berejiklian cabinet in 2020. And it says that introducing nuclear energy in that state would be expensive and difficult. The report said it would involve finding tens of thousands of nuclear-trained workers, and it would be, quote, naive, unquote, to think a power plant could be built in less than 2 decades. Hugh Durrant-Whyte, who was a former Chief Science Advisor for the British Department of Defence and worked in the nuclear industry as an engineer, said it would take, quote, decades, unquote, to build up the workforce required to introduce nuclear power, and it may not even lead to lower power costs. The report by Mr Durrant-Whyte, obtained by Sky News, was presented to the New South Wales Cabinet in response to a parliamentary inquiry introducing nuclear power, and that was backed by then Deputy Premier John Barilaro. So let me read from it. The skills and experience required to build, operate and maintain a nuclear power reactor and its complete fuel supply chain are substantial and must be built up over many decades. The hard reality is Australia has no skills or experience in nuclear power plant building, operation or maintenance, let alone in managing the fuel cycle. Realistically, Australia will be starting from scratch in developing skills in the whole nuclear power supply chain. By way of comparison, direct skilled employment in the nuclear industry in Canada is 30,000 and in France, 125,000 workers. Mr Durrant-Whyte also warned against the popular belief that nuclear power would lead to cheaper power. As time has progressed, he wrote, nuclear has become less and less cost competitive relative to almost every source, including firm renewables. He said, it's useful to look at a current example. Hinkley Point C in the UK comprises 2 reactors being delivered by EDF of France with a total capacity of 3.3 gigawatt. This should be the easiest of circumstances. An established reactor delivered by arguably the most experienced nuclear plant construction company in the world to a site that has already received 2 generations of nuclear plant. Yet, he writes, the cost of these plants have recently increased to Australian $40 billion and power will be delivered at a wholesale price of Australian $164 per megawatt hour. Approval for Hinkley Point C was given in 2008. Construction started 2018 and estimated completion is 2026. It would be naive, says the New South Wales Chief Scientist, to expect that any new reactor designs, including small modular reactors, in a completely new environment like Australia, will be any cheaper or any quicker to approve and get operational. The report also said of small modular reactors that are being developed that they were, quote, not likely to be the panacea people are expecting. They still entail regulation, fuel supply, maintenance and operation, and are currently estimated to cost at least as much as conventional reactors.